let's kind of begin at maybe at the beginning. For the photographers that have angst about actually shooting video, maybe even for the first time, I think you have an interesting story about how you got started and why you got started.
Definitely. So I'm a 13 plus year photographer with my own business that I still actively run. I have 3 full-time photographers. I have 2 part-timers. So I've been able to scale my business all during this time. And it doesn't matter who goes out because they get the exact same thing. And so that's the beautiful part about what's happened in my business. So I was shooting photos and pans. Then everybody wanted to get the Matterport. I was reluctant. I didn't necessarily believe that there was that people would pay for it. And then all of a sudden I started to notice I was losing clients. So, I started to look to see what my clients were doing. Everything's on the realtor website. And I noticed that they were, getting Matterports and floor plans. And I was just like, I either got to bite the bullet and buy one of these cameras, which was a little pricey at first. When I compared it to the other companies, dollars and cents, with the volume that we do, it just made more sense to go with the Matterport. So we bought the Matterport. I instantly seen my business grow. At the time there was 3 of us, or 2 of us, sorry, shooting full-time, 1 part-timer at the time. The Matterport instantly grew fast. It took over 50% of my shoots, and I gained 30% in growth in more shoots because I was doing it, as well as maintaining my clientele base. From there, again, things moving along, I was reluctant to do video. The problem was that I had a videographer on staff. The only problem that I had is when he was done shooting all day, he didn't want to edit all day. A lot of people, when they start to get into this, a decent video editor, is 40 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes. So let's say about an hour on average per minute for editing when it comes down to it. So, if he shot 2 videos, you want a 2 to 3 minute video, he's 4 to 6 hours at night to turn it around the next day. So what you'll see out there is a lot of people advertising a 48 to 72 hour turnaround time. And that's because they're trying to do everything. And so the reason why my guy didn't want to do it is he didn't want to burn out. That's the number one thing. And like I said, when you get 2 full-timers and a part-timer, you're starting to generate some volume. And we did try to do it, and just the editing just didn't work out. I had to pull back. And I said, this is where we're going to go. I actually bought a second Matterport camera, pushing that. And then I started to notice I was losing clients. I was actually losing clients, long-term clients I'd had for years.
Were you losing them because you weren't offering video, even though you were capable of offering video? You weren't because it was burning out your photographer or videographer?
Yeah, and I wasn't happy with the edits, and nor were the clients, right? And so if you're not necessarily a video editor, it's hard to do it, and it's time consuming to learn, right? And I know my wife's a graphic designer by trade. And so she would even tell me, like, she looked at me and she goes, "It's not your thing, right? Like, I can do decent photos. I don't do great photos because I don't do it all day, right? I run business. That's what I do. And I shot lots of photos too. So I could do that. But as far as the editing part, that's the hard part, right? And typically people that edit videos, that's all they do because they enjoy that, right? It's not the fun part. To me, at least. So
it sounds like the key word here is outsource, outsource, outsource. Really, the only way you're going to be able to not burn out your team, deliver next morning, and scale your business is to outsource.